Hi there, my name is Lady Mayowa Adegoke, and this is 10 Layers on Life Lately. I'm going to be answering 10 questions from the Bond Blitz game, so let's go. Question number 1. What's a part of your journey you are most proud of? Easy. It's got to be my Dubai journey. You know, adulting is hard. And I don't think we were told enough. I don't even think we were told, period, about how adulting is hard. Having to engineer your own life, figure out your stuff, pay bills, get married, have children, raise them, navigate health, relationships, jobs, COVID, everything. And you have to be the captain. That is hard. And I think it comes at us real quick because it's like, yeah, finish school, do well, get a great job, then you get married, and then boom, life comes at you fast because adulthood starts unfolding. And I think that Dubai represents a thick part. I mean, obviously, I'm still new in this. It's just a bunch of years in. But I think Dubai really represents a significant part of what it means to adult. Leaving home country, navigating marriage, parenting, figuring out life in another country, leaving a job, trying to make a new name, trying to use your skills and your talents to make income, trying to make impact. Yeah. So that's definitely something I'm proud of. I'm grateful to God for how He's helped me through the journey. But I think I like that I wore my big girl pants in Dubai. Yeah. Next question. If you could only ask one question to get to know someone, what would it be? I'll ask them, what are you doing to become a better person? I think it takes a lot of self-awareness to acknowledge one's weaknesses, faults, one's demons, even. And also not just acknowledge them, but have a plan, have something you're doing actively, taking responsibility and putting yourself in situations, places, through training, programs, whatever, mindsets, communities, friendships that hold you accountable and make sure that you are actively seeking to become better. So I think if I ask a person, what are you doing to become a better person? I'm expecting that somehow they would share what their weaknesses are. I would know if they're taking accountability for it and what they're doing to become better. Next question. How do you approach asking difficult or uncomfortable questions? Good one. And I think if you're married, this one. Because we can't avoid difficult or uncomfortable questions, whether it's at home, with friends, at work, just different scenarios. We're humans, we're amazing. We also rub each other off the wrong way. There are unspoken expectations, unmet expectations. There are people who it would seem like they're just doing the most to make life difficult for you. And so you have questions like, is this person just unaware or they are really just trying to get me? Like, which one? And so there are multiple scenarios where we would be having different difficult or uncomfortable questions. And I found that there are two ways you can go about this. Number one, you can play games. You can try to play games. You can be like, okay, you know what, tit for tat or tic-tac-toe, whatever game you want to play. It's like, okay, this person is doing this. I'm going to come this way. I'm going to come that way. I'm going to do this so that they can do this. It's just stressful. Nobody has time for that. Well, I don't have time for that. The other way is to be vulnerable at whatever time you choose. Hopefully is sooner than later. It is to come and say, hey, this is where my mind is at. This is how I'm processing this. and I'm processing it because XYZ. It could be me, or maybe there's a thing, I don't know. This is how I feel. And there are feelings that we feel that it's like we know we shouldn't be feeling those feelings, but we still feel them. So I found that the best thing is to be open and be vulnerable, which is difficult for a lot of people. They always want to be right. They always want to be seen as better than. They don't want people to see the behind the scenes. But if you come with vulnerability, you give that person a chance to see the inner workings of your mind and how they have led to your actions, your perception, your behavior, your choices. It actually takes them into the back room. And so if they're able to see that, then they know where you're coming from. They're able to say, oh, actually, that's not it. Or, oh, that's it. Or I just feel it makes it cleaner. Honesty is always going to be my go-to. Like, as much as possible, cut out the games. It's like when I was dating too back in those days, like, listen, if I like somebody, I'll be like, guy, I like you, but I'm not going to date you. It just makes life easier. Rather than the guy we getting advice that this girl likes him, but she's saying something else. I just say, dude, I like you. So both of us should know that I like you. But for X and Y reasons, we cannot proceed on this proposal. I find that it's smoother. It makes life easier. We all know where we are at. If somebody's getting a vibe, they know that I've acknowledged the vibe, but still, I've made a certain decision. So that's how I think I would approach difficult or uncomfortable questions. Next question. What's a boundary you've set in your relationships that has made them healthier? Be unapologetic about who you are. I'm not talking about the bad sides. We all have blind spots, bad sides, weaknesses, XYZ. But at the core of who we are, don't apologize for it. That is a healthy boundary. Because when people know that this is who you are standing for it, then they know if they want to be in a relationship with you or not. They know what to ask you, what not to ask you. You already see this person, this is how they are. It's like for me, I'm unapologetic about how bold, how ambitious, how driven I am, and how I don't have room for you to use your Gary to spoil or to use your sand to spoil my Gary. That's a very Nigerian thing to say. But essentially, it means that I'm unapologetic about letting people know I'm not going to let them stand in my way. And that's not an unhealthy thing. I know that there are unhealthy versions of this, but that's what I'm talking about. And I also acknowledge that in all things, we need to extend grace to people. But also, I know who I am. I know what I want. I know where I'm headed. As much as possible, I know how I want to get there. Also leaving room for life and God and how He shapes things. But essentially, if I'm having my eyes set on big things, there's nothing you say that will make me feel bad about it. There's nothing you would say that will make me feel less. Or I will not even dim my life for you. Whew, that one. Never going to happen. And I'll tell you to your face, whoever you are, I'm not going to dim my light for you. You either get used to it, get lost, or get along. Let's get going. Let's go together. So I think that's a healthy boundary for anyone to set. Never apologize for who you are at the core. Again, I'm not talking about your bad behavior or your blind spots. I'm talking about essentially who you are. Recently, I've had to use this analogy of, and I think I heard it somewhere, one of these business videos. Certain people are hunters and certain people are nurturers. And this analogy came in a business setting. So they're hunters who just want to go get the clients and seal the deal. And they're nurturers who want to build you, package you, wear your diaper, and change your clothes from start to finish. I think I'm a hunter. I know I'm a hunter. I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a sister. There are definitely nurturing aspects to me. But that hunter, I'm unapologetic about it. So if somebody is around me, knows about me, hears about me. I feel like, this one, she's doing too much. Why is he only her? That's your problem, baby. Not mine. Next question. What's a memory with your family that you replay often, and why does it stand out? So this memory, I don't actually have to replay often. It's come to be a story that I often share when I have to talk about my mind and how I've always grown up with a very abundant mindset. So I didn't grow up in money. I mean, the earlier part of the years, we're just okay. Like I always say, like low mid income family, right? My brother, my sister, and I, we shared a room, one bed for many years. It was a while before the money came. But even when the money was in there, excuse me, even when the money was in there, there's this memory, and I'm about to share it. When is this memory of my dad's first car, at least the first car that I know of when we were kids. It's a Datsun car. I don't know if that's how they pronounce it. I think it was like gray or ash colored or something. So this car, obviously all the kids would sit at the back. And then whenever we hit a bump, the chair would come off, like the back seat would come off. And all the kids will have to like get up together, stick the seat back in and sit down. Like what? This all in motion, right? The car is moving. And that for me, maybe somebody else will go through that and feel poor, feel like, yeah, we're the ones who the backseat always. That was an adventure for me. Like that was fun. I think that essentially is how I see life many times, not all the time, but how I approach challenges, situations, how I approach not having or not having enough. Life is an adventure. And if you choose to have joy in a situation, that situation has lost its power over you. Whew, I think I should say that again. If you decide to find joy, embrace joy in any situation, that situation has lost its power over you. Because in life, we will always, from time to time, some people more than others, some seasons more than others, encounter challenges, setbacks, blows, situations that we feel, why me? I don't deserve this. All of those things will happen from time to time or happen to people around us that would greatly impact us. Can we seek joy in this? And the Bible backs this, obviously. Rejoice. Again, and I say rejoice. Say in all things, give thanks. It's rejoice. Find joy as best as you can. And joy is not something you manufacture. Joy comes from the presence of God. Joy comes from, and my name actually means bring joy. So I love this. It's surrendering to God. It is understanding that I'm not my own maker. I don't have all the power, but I know someone who has all the power. Trusting in his divine agenda, even when it makes no sense to us. It's in things like that we find joy, and knowing that we are not here by ourselves. We don't live by ourselves. Like I always say, my story is not mine. God is writing my story. So it's his story. I'm just the lead actress. And so you have to trust the writer, trust your producer, trust your director, trust your executive producer, that they have the big picture and they know what they're doing. In this case, they is God. Well, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, if you want to use they. Next question. How do you balance dreaming big with appreciating the present? I think it's very connected to what I just said. Finding joy even in the now as you also dream big. My desires are big. A lot of times I'm like, I have my moments where I'm like, I'm far from where I want to be. Is this how it's going to be? How long am I going to be at this level? I really want to, I feel like I'm ready. I have everything that I need to be operating at a certain level. And when I say level, everything, level of influence, level of impact, level of income. I have my moments when I'm like, what's going on? How long are we going to I'm ready to move to the next. And it is in appreciating today. Sometimes you have to look back to see where you came from to appreciate where you are today. And gratitude is something that will always work, no matter how big you become, no matter how successful, no matter how I'm living the life of my dreams, gratitude will always be powerful. So embrace gratitude, trust God, and continue dreaming. Next question. How do you reflect on your personal evolution over the years? So interesting. And, this question reminds me of a conversation I was having with someone yesterday, someone elderly, like close to his 80s, and, aged family friend, um, who was on the phone with me and was just talking about, Mayowa, I've known you since you were little, you were easygoing. And this man was just hyping, like, yes, daddy. I was like, okay, let me be serious. But he was just telling me about me and how he's always seen me as this easygoing, life isn't difficult kind of person. And I'd like to say that for the most part, I want to believe that that's actually who I am. Life isn't difficult. Like, can we all just all be happy? Can we all sing Kumbaya by the fireplace and support one another and go places together while we give ourselves room to grow individually? There are situations that I've challenged things that I believe about myself. So if I believe I'm easygoing, I'm not always easygoing, by the way. Like, listen, if you find my trouble, don't do that. But for the most part, there's challenges or situations that have really come at my face. Like, okay, you say you want to be a peace-loving person. You want to embrace good. You want to love people. The Bible talks about what is a profit if you love somebody who's lovable. It's actually more beneficial to love somebody who is unlovable and things like that. Yes, that is who we want to be. That is who we are in Christ. It does take time to manifest. And there are challenges, situations that will come at your face and ask you, is this who you are? Sometimes I've navigated those well. Sometimes no. Sometimes I've acted a lot out of my flesh and then go back and be like, oh, this is who I want to be. I don't want to be this. So I'd say that so far so good. Ultimately, God is the one who, the ultimate score is with him. But so far so good. I'd say that. I don't feel bad about who I am. Are there, do I want to be better? Yes. But so far so good. I'll keep it that way. Next question. What's a wild, impossible sounding goal that you secretly believe you can achieve? This one is, I've had this picture in my head about packing out one of the biggest event spaces in Dubai with the biggest Black and African gathering in the region. It's just a picture that's been in my head about, and it's not just people here, it's like people from all over the world converging in this region. Black excellence on display, and of course I'm the organizer that you're talking about. It's my picture. But that's a picture that is wild in a sense, massive, big, but I believe it's possible. Anything is possible. That's who I am. Anything is possible. So it's just a matter of time and chance. Next question. What's a misconception people often have about your approach to love? I've always been a tough love person. Yeah. Give it to you straight because I like to be given straight. Okay. Don't beat about the bush. Just don't package it. Don't. Mayowa, you did this. It's not good. I like that. Don't. And the same way I just like to give people straight. Listen, you messed up. And that was a nasty, stupid thing to do. It's not always worked. It's not the best always. I'm learning to give grace. I've learned to give grace. I've learned to not always see from my perspective, always also see from the other person's perspective. Know that we're not all perfect. Understand that in the areas where I'm strong, someone else is weak. And in areas where they're strong, I'm weak. So it's been a journey having to show more grace in expressing tough love. Yeah. Final question. How do you define success for yourself beyond external measures? 1, operating from a place of joy. 2, living the best today. Like, live the best today. Every dream, you see, I believe that our desired future, like that picture you have of a future, of a perfect, fulfilling life, the cars, the travel, and everything is health, wealth, money is not a problem. Whatever picture you have of the ultimate life, I believe that somehow today we live a minute version of it. If we see it, if you see that future you want, you are living a cell of it today. So if we're humans and we're all made of cells, so a bunch of cells and millions of cells come together to form what you see physically, it is, if this body and this person you see, a bunch of cells coming together to form this beautiful person, is the future, one cell or a group of cells are actually your today. And so you are actually living a percentage of your future today if you're doing it intentionally. So if my dream is to operate at the biggest levels, biggest stages, working with global powers and leaders and organizations to bring impact, make the world a better place, of course, be financially rewarded for all that, be able to afford anything that I want, be able to build orphanages, like just any expression, external expression that we want to do. It is today. If you live intentionally and if you're able to see it, you should be living that today. So are you influencing people around you? Are you inspiring the world? Are you giving as you can or better than you think you can? Are you living in joy? Are you embracing challenges? Are you making the best of what you have today? Being able to do that is success. So today, I'm already successful. Not because I have all the money in the bank account or because, I have everything that I want or I'm operating at the level that I desire to operate on. It is that I'm able to intentionally live a fraction of the future that I want. And that's how I define success. So that's it. 10 layers on life lately. I've just answered 10 questions from the Bond Blitz game. So be sure to check it out when it does come out. This one will get you thinking, get you introspecting, and help you live life more intentionally. So go grab it.